Hey everybody, what is up? Good morning. It's the Marne Morning Show, and I'm super excited and I'm coming in hot today because I have a client and a good friend of mine, Andy, who is here. And we're going to talk about the power of letting go, and I'm sure so many other very interesting things. But before we dive into all of that, Andy, do you want to give us a quick introduction about yourself?
First of all, thank you so much for having me, Marne. It's a real pleasure to be here and be this beacon of light and hope for those that are still struggling.
Yeah.
Because, as you might know or not, I'm a master of making mistakes. I've done all the mistakes possible on this road called life,
Yes.
and eventually, mistakes are labeled as experience. So
Mm.
hopefully, and due to previous good karma from previous incarnation, that I have been blessed with meeting and crossing paths with many different masters, and they have been patient enough to teach me properly. I'm here. I'm in Thailand. I'm
Oh,
an
you're in
empath
Thailand.
as
Amazing.
you. Yes, that is true. And I'm coaching those that are on similar path as me,
Yes.
so they not only survive but they thrive with those unique challenge that are given to people that are highly sensitive, because as
Oh,
you know,
uh-huh.
it might be a double-edged sword.
Oh, I
When
know.
we feel love, it's amazing, but
Mm.
when we experience hate and anxiety, it's like
Oh my
the
gosh.
roof is falling on our heads and we don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I can't wait to dig in with you because I am a highly sensitive empath. And so and I know many of our listeners that are tuning in are also highly sensitive empaths. And so I'm really interested in getting your perspective on, because we're so sensitive and we're these highly sensitive empaths and we're feeling what everyone else is feeling, how do we identify the difference between what is mine and what is not mine?
First of all, I think we should get really to the bottom why are we feeling those emotions, especially interacting with third parties, because what's often the case that happens because we are ungrounded. And there are so many people preaching about being grounded and doing meditation about that. But when we interact with others, we cannot really meditate, can we? And the truth is, we're ungrounded because it's either a pent up energy in our body, like anger or fear, or just that we don't really want to be in that setting. We daydream and we want to be something somewhere completely different. So sooner or later, since our thoughts are not in our body, our emotions are not in our body. So eventually, our soul is not in our body as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to be overwhelmed by other emotions. So what happens is once we interact with other people, we don't want to be there. So we would do absolutely everything to end that interaction. So we start sponging negative emotion.
Right.
So
Oh,
we,
interesting perspective. Uh-huh.
mm,
So what you're saying is the opposite of what I was saying, and that is I'm of the perspective, if I'm in somebody's energy field, I can feel what they're feeling. Do you agree with that? Let's start there. If I'm
so
sensitive.
by energy field, you mean aura, right? Which is electrochemical field, which is natural consequence of living, which is made of feeling and emotion, which people say is up to 25 feet or 8 meters. But since we live in this day and age where we are forced to overthink and indulge in negative emotion, that field shrinks. And in a way, that what you say is true. It's one perspective, because most of empaths have this very difficult childhood that they were forced to be super cautious of the environment, to be prepared of any potential danger coming their way. So
Mm-hmm.
that is true. And in a way, our fields are interacting as we speak right now. So
Mm-hmm.
you might be able to feel me, I might be able to feel you. That is natural process of living in a way.
Yes. Okay, so you do agree with me that you can actually feel what the other person is feeling. So that goes back to my question. My question is, for people that are newly becoming aware that that is the case, because not everyone is aware that they're able to feel other people. This is sort of an evolution of consciousness and evolution of oneself. Someone could call that a spiritual ascension. So if someone's newly becoming aware that they are interacting with other people's energy fields and feeling what they're feeling, how do we know what's ours and what's theirs? And what do we, and circling back to our topic, how does that relate to the power of letting go?
There is this distinct feeling that once you are able to root yourself deeply into the ground, and that seems to be art lost, forgotten in the Western world, but it is absolutely the basic of yoga, qigong, tai chi chuan. It not only allows you to release that pent up energy to connect with Mother Earth and promote your well being, but to truly know who you are and who you are not. And that by simply grabbing the floor with your feet very strongly, like a monkey would be grabbing a tree branch, that would allow you to be very, very, what they say.
Yeah. So you're
Yes.
talking embodiment. So you're talking about being embodied, being within your own body is helping ground you so you can know how you feel, so that when you get into somebody else's energy field, you're sure that what they're feeling is not yours.
Not necessarily, because when you are
Andy,
in
help me
your
out here.
body,
What are we doing? What am I feeling? Who's got my stuff? Who's not my stuff? It's like, I mean, this is being an empath. It's the life of an empath trying to, do this embodiment practice that you're talking about. And, and being around other people, it can be very exhausting. And so I'm just trying to, I know what it's like for me, but I am interested in hearing like how you teach people.
yes, let's go to the juicy stuff.
Yeah, let's go right in.
So yes,
we're going there deep. Let's go.
Yes. So I've studied countless different ways how to truly know who you are and who you are not. But since people want to think so fast, I developed a technique that has roots in Silva mindfulness techniques that actually have roots in psychic abilities. And this is, for people that are familiar with NLP, might seem very similar, but it doesn't operate on mind power as in electricity that goes through your brain. It's something deeper. And it is a pattern of movement programmed in deeper state of the minds, like alpha or delta, that once you touch your fingers just like this, you trigger a response that no negative emotion, no negative suggestion, no negative energy or frequency can impact you on any of the mind level. And you always know what to do. Not a mudra like you have from yoga, because mudra basically activates energy pathways in the body. This is like a pattern that has been programmed to you, that when you do, you just are immune to any negative energy that is not yours. Basically, even to your energy, you're immune, and you can just
energy. Oh my God. We all need that. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about how you do this for people. So do you work in a one-on-one type of coaching environment, or do you have group coaching, or do you have a program, or what? Tell me more about the service that you have.
I work one-on-one with people, and the main program is to teach people this method so they can use it anywhere, anytime with anyone, so they can always feel comfortable. And once that method is learned, and I assume it takes approximately, from past results, approximately 40 days to learn that, then for the next 3 months, 40 days. Yes.
40 days.
And then all your problems dissolves, not being able to interact with other people. You can let go of the state of just freezing when you interact with others. And that starts a vicious cycle for many. I was no different. So since we have amassed so many different energies through our life, and
Mm-hmm.
not all of that suits us, the second part of the program is actually to dissolve those energies, to do what is called shadow
Mm.
work,
Yep.
just
Mm-hmm.
having empty mind and open heart, so you
Okay.
can really experience what there is. But I started working with empaths approximately 2 years ago. But the thing is, I've always been very highly spiritual, and
Mm-hmm.
I have been attracted different set of people. Some of the challenges have been very, what I would say, desperate, that they didn't know where to go, so they
Right.
went to me.
Oh yeah.
And some of them, like you would call shadow work, it's a demon work. So
Even
for
work?
them, yes,
Oh dear.
yes. It's not really that scary if you understand what's demon or angels. It's you would
Negative.
start with negative,
Uh-huh.
positive.
Yeah.
So it's actually the same thing. It's the
Mm.
same thing. And it starts with the fact that God created humans on their image, and humans
Yeah.
reciprocated and created gods on their image. And by their willpower, they started creating things. And the thing they created started to impacting people from the field or the void. And now it is what it is. Eventually, since those beliefs about
Mm.
gods have been so strong, they have been passed to next generations in the genes.
Just the concept of letting go, which is going into the flow, and staying in the flow. What is your advice on this concept of letting go?
So, first of all, people have aura, right? As you mentioned at the beginning. Aura is result of thoughts and emotion, and that usually has a color. You might really call it that this is your fight against the universe, because your
Mm.
aura creates friction with the aura of the universe and manifests as a color and as a color of your ego. So letting go is simply stop fighting with yourself, accept
Yeah.
who you are, understand that
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
understand that everything between heaven and earth is perfect, and God,
Mm.
nature doesn't make mistakes. You
Yes.
are here for a reason. That
Mm.
reason is to experience yourself to the fullest. Since
Mm.
you chose this life, there is
Mm.
no need for you to fight it.
That one hit me. That's nice. It's true. Yes. And when you're saying these words, it's very relaxing. It's very calming when you say it, because I know that when you say those words, it connects with me deeply, because that is the truth. And so it in a moment can release me of any anxiety, any negativity in a moment, just because you're connecting with it in that way. So that's really beautiful. Well, so before we let you go, tell us about what is your offering and how do people get a hold of you? Can we put in the comments maybe how people can get a hold of you
Hmm,
and what kind of work,
sure.
you do, and what programs do you have that somebody could consume right now to make themselves feel better? So tell us a little bit
Thank
about that.
you. I have three programs. One is solely for empath people that are struggling with being overwhelmed, that are not able to have any boundaries or have issues when going to the public. So this is something that I mentioned before. The first program is basically just to reclaim your life and
Yeah.
you can act as a normal human being.
Oh my
The
God, I
second
love
part of the program is shadow work and teaching you techniques how to release that pent up energy.
it. Yeah, good.
Second offer that I have is actually for health, which is to open energy pathways of the body to ensure the energy goes freely in it. Because when you are born on this plane, not everyone, and actually only few channels are open for particular set of people. Because again, the color of the aura also means the level of your soul incarnation.
Oh my
And
God.
people are obsessed with doing
I'm
advanced
obsessed. I'm
meditation.
obsessed right now. Oh my God, immediately I'm like, okay, if there's a certain level of aura that I need to get to, that's what my brain is thinking. I want whatever the best aura is. Great. Humans are so silly. Well, this is all very interesting. And so do you have a website that people can go to or social media? What's your website?
My webpage is simply sageendy.com.
Sageenergy.com?
Sageendy. I'm just gonna.
Envy. Oh my God, that's good. I love the branding on that. So Sage Envy. Oh my God, it's loaded with so many things. I'm just putting it in the chat here for our listeners. Sage Envy. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and it's so amazing that you're calling in from way over in the. It must be in the wee morning. I don't know what time it is, but thank you so much for jumping on this with me. I want you to stay on, but we'll say goodbye to our audience for now. Goodbye, everyone. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Marne Morning Show. We're signing off for now. We love you. See you soon. Bye.